Valerie Schultz, 165 Caitlin Court. I just would like to ask if my comments to the TMDL total pollution reduction plan will be addressed tonight. I sent them in on Monday. I know they have been received.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah, they will.
there'll be questions addressed during the
Okay.
presentation.
Thank you.
I did receive them.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Also,
And just to confirm, the township is obligated to provide all written comments with their actual permit submission also. So they will even if they're answered tonight, those comments will be part of the official record of the submission.
Okay, thank you. Also, DR Horton has been asking for 200 EDUs, as you saw from their application in the spring. They've gone to the sewer authority, who has told them that they will not allow them to have 200 EDUs, that they would actually have to pay to upgrade that sewer line because they had done a flow rate study and there's not enough capacity for 200 EDUs. So their proposal is that DR Horton, if that 200 EDUs is approved, that they would have to replace that sewer line. So I just hope that when that comes about, that you all will stick to what the sewer authority is recommending. And finally, I know in the budget discussion last week, there was talk about adding headcount next year to our public works department. As we all know, it's not just a salary that we have to be concerned about and budget for, there's also benefits. So I'm really hoping that we have a robust discussion around why we think that additional headcount is warranted, because that's something you want to consider before you get that headcount, and that's a permanent fixture in our budget moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
And just so the board's aware, my statement was there was not going to be any increase. There might be a replacement of somebody who's retiring, so there is no additional public works staff to be hired.
Is there anybody else with any comments on this side?
Hi, Barbara Conway, 399 Crestview Drive, and I'd like to know if I can make a request to have a meet the candidate for the supervisor in the October Board of Supervisor meeting. Maybe if they put at the end of the agenda, as part of the agenda, and put it at the end of the agenda so there could be a little time for question and answer. And I'm not talking about any sort of debate, just the two candidates to, speak out. I've been to one's meet the candidate at the library in the past, another time at someone's private residence, and this was when Paula McGinnis was the director of the library back then, and it was just candidates that were running for a county position that we would vote for in our district. I don't know if it would have anything to do with the supervisor. I just remember the county people being there, and if they were going to be on our ballot, they were probably there. It was very informal, relaxed. I'm not saying this is what we're doing, just, but as far as to meet the candidate, everyone stood in a circle, and they gave a short summary of their background, introduced themselves, and then we kind of just mingled a little bit. I mean, that's how the one went at the library. Now I can understand why the library no longer would want to host that because of, since 2021, all the threats that that librarians and educators have been subject to since 2021, and how that has not gone away. And there's groups that are behind it, usually. And one last thing, since Valerie is on the Democratic ticket and she's the writing candidate, I think it is fair that she is, because there's no way a Democrat would ever win any position in Honeybrook, even if both candidates said the same thing. There's just no way. So Democrats didn't have a candidate, so we wrote in her name, and it just seems even more fair because we have a say as well, and we have a candidate, and she's a Republican, she's not a rhino, she's to the core a Republican. So we can have a say as well, and it just seems so fair because they're both Republicans actually, so it's kind of more of a competition than, and I'm just tired of like everyone being divided between right and left and Republican and Democrat. And you're working for, the supervisors are working for everyone, no matter what their ideology is. So please consider, doesn't have to be long, to meet the candidate. And like I said, it's not a debate. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else?
Good evening. Thank you, Ms. Conlon, for bringing up that reference to the library. Made me think of a couple things. Stephen Jones, 172 Vincent Drive. If I could make a public comment rather quickly about a donation that was made last month from the township, approved by the Board of Supervisors, to members of the library. There was a public statement made by a member of our community that said it was a coincidence that a political event was canceled right after that check was issued. And I'd like to speak a little bit about that because in that statement I was named along with my quote, cronies. So I attended the Board of Trustees meeting, which occurred last month for the Honeybrook Community Library. I was welcomed with open arms, and we had spoke, and during their public comment, they allowed me to ask 3 questions of their president, vice president, and Board of Trustees. I had asked what the donation was for, and it coincided with what the township had said. Overages and construction, and some money towards operations that they had used for paying for construction. I had asked if there were any conditions on their donation. They said yes. Again, it coincided with what the township had said. The township certified public accountant would be speaking with them and helping them with their budgets, and the township would also assist with the budget. And verbatim, I will also ask this of all of you. I had asked the question of, was there a condition of acceptance of the donation to cancel and or not hold a political event at your facility to the Board of Trustees of the Honeybrook Community Library? And their answer was no. I ask you, my elected Board of Supervisors, was there a condition of approval of the donation to cancel and or not hold a political event at the Honeybrook Community Library? Another question I asked of my board is formal complaint. Was there one lodged in reference to this that you were aware of? I also asked if there's any evidence or proof that was presented for that claim. And with my little time left here, I will say that we are all better than this. We can coexist together and have differing political views. We can think of things that are different as far as ordinances, of regulations, of policies, that's fine. But making unsubstantiated claims, biased complaints, and allegations of people just because you don't like their political views is nonsense. And it divides our community. And like you said, Ms. Conley, we are divided right now. I do not want us to be divided, but if people are going to make statements, they need to back it up. Thank you.